Okay, guys, I'm going to try to quickly explain scansion so you guys have a fighting chance. All right, so scansion is the process of breaking down a line of poetry into its meter or rhythm. Every line of epic Latin poetry, which all of the Aeneid is broken down into a pattern of long or short syllables. Okay, so a long syllable you would designate with a dash, and a short syllable you designate with a U. Okay, so every line of Latin poetry is a combination of long and short syllables. All right. Most epic Latin poetry, all of the Aeneid, is written in what's called dactylic hexameter. If you know, hex is the number for six, like a hexagon. That means that the line consists of 6 meters or sections. Okay, so every line of poetry is split up into 6 meters or feet. And of those 6 sections of each line, they're all either a dactyl or a spondy. And a dactyl is a long syllable followed by 2 short syllables. All right, I've written that here. That dash for the long and then the 2 U's. All right, so a meter consists of either a long, short, short, or what's called a spondy, which is just 2 long syllables in a row. Okay, so every line of poetry is split up into 6 chunks of either long, short, short, or long, long, dactyls or spondies. Okay? Every line of the Aeneid ends dactyl spondy. So we're going to go over some rules here, and that's the first thing you typically do is you mark the end of the line, because every line of poetry ends the same way, and they end dactyl spondy. So they go long, short, short, long, long. But what about the first 4 meters? All right, that's the essential question. So the poet can play with the way the line sounds in the first 4 meters of the line. It could be any combination of dactyl or spondy. It could be all spondies. It could be all dactyls. It could be a combination of the two. So your job is basically to figure out what the first 4 feet or meters are in any given line of poetry. Okay, so there's some rules that you follow before you start trying to figure this out. All right, I've gone over some of the rules here. If you apply the following rules, you can figure it out. So a vowel followed by 2 consonants, even over 2 words, is usually long. All right, so in this example, this word here, magistro. All right, so you should be able to tell that that word consists of 3 syllables. Latin, luckily, it's pretty easy to pronounce Latin. Everything is pronounced. So magistro. I know, Wilson. Wilson, go get your books. Go find your books, buddy. Go find your books. All right. So magistro. Now I know that Wilson. All right. Hold on. I gotta pause it. All right, so a vowel followed by 2 consonants is usually long. So in this word, magistro, the middle syllable, the geest, I would know is long because of the I followed by the ST. Okay, so I followed by ST right there, that makes that syllable long. Hike verba, now here's an example, 2 words in a row, and you have an E followed by CV. So that's what I mean by it can happen over 2 words. And so we would know that this hike is long. This syllable is long. We would also know this is long too because of the RB right here. All right, now the A we wouldn't know. We'd have to figure it out some other way. All right, so then there's a thing called an elision where 2 syllables come together to make 1 syllable. And that happens if a word ends in a vowel or vowel M, like the accusative case AM ending. And the next word begins in a vowel or H. You would ignore an H too, that wouldn't count. Some examples of elisions, amo X, all right, pretty 2 common Latin words. The two syllables, all right, amo is two syllables in and of itself, but the second syllable, the mo part, would join together with the X because it ends in a vowel and begins in a vowel. Here, if a word ends in M, you ignore the M, so these two syllables would also align, and you do a little connecting symbol, which I'll show you when I give you guys some examples. And then here's an example. Word ends in a vowel. Next word begins H, then a vowel, and so we just kind of ignore the H, and those two syllables would join together. Now, we don't know if they're long or short, but we do know that they count as one syllable. Okay, there's some obscure rules, which if you just have next to you, you can reference. But a stop plus liquid are these combinations of consonants, and they don't satisfy as being two consonants in a row. You basically ignore them, so they don't necessarily make the preceding syllable long. Typically, they're actually short. All right, and then there's these things called diphthongs, and it's a funny sounding word. When two vowels, these two vowel combinations create one syllable, they're usually long. So back up to here, we would know this syllable is long because of the AE is the diphthong and it's creating one syllable. All right, that's probably the fastest I've ever explained this. Let's go over to some examples, and I'll show you guys like kind of how you do this. All right, so every line ends dactyl spondy. So let's jump over. All right, this is a website I posted that you can create an account for. We'll do a lot of stuff with this as the year winds down. Doing Scansion can be fun sometimes. It's almost like a logic puzzle. It's a good break from worrying about translating and things like that. So, okay, so here's a line from book one. And this website's pretty cool. It gives you the symbols for long and short. I'm not going to go over what a caesura is or what a diaeresis is, so don't worry about that. All right. Now, first thing you probably want to do is you want to look for an elision. All right, so an elision is when a word ends in a vowel and the next word begins in a vowel. That doesn't happen here, but this word ends vowel M, which we talked about. You ignore that M, and it would join together with the next word. So we're going to do this, showing that we know that this syllable and this syllable are actually going to join together as one. You might ask how it's pronounced, and you kind of just ignore this, so it's like knock set. But we don't have to worry about that. All right. All right. I've been doing this for a while, and the more you get correct on this website, the harder the line gets. So I didn't. I hope I can do this right. All right, because this might be a tougher line. Okay, so every line ends dactyl spondy. All right, so we are going to go ahead and mark the spondy, which is long, long. Now this word is a little confusing with how it's pronounced. Oily I. So I'm going to say that the E and the I are two different syllables. I hope that's right. All right. Now the foot before that is going to be a dactyl. So Iacus. All right. I believe. Oops. Sorry. Now I'm hoping that that's not two different syllables right there. That might throw this off. So like I said, this might not work. Okay, it doesn't matter where you put the foot as long as you're just separating the syllables. All right, AI coming together. Iacus. All right, is that a diphthong? Let's go back over here. No, it's not. All right. All right. Okay, so this elision. We do know that this elision is long because of the E followed by a T and F. All right, that's your biggest go-to rule. Vowel followed by two consonants. Something I left out on the sheet, X, if you ever see an X, that counts as two consonants. So we can freely mark the Knox part of this word as long. All right, now we have O followed by BN. So we're going to know that this ob is also long. All right, so we've got a lot of long symbols here. All right, now we don't know for this. All right, so we're kind of in the middle of nowhere here, and you kind of just got to figure out to the best of your ability how this could possibly work. So we've got to make 4 feet out of everything that's left here. All right, so let's see if this works. Okay, let's make unius. That's 3 syllables. Let's make that a dactyl. That would make that a spondy. And we have to make 2 feet out of this. And I think the only way we can really get this to work is if we make furios. If we make this a dactyl. And then that would leave these 2 as a spondy. And I think the AI here typically is long. All right, and so a response is just so we've done dactyl spondy. So DS. All right, you only have to submit the first 4 feet because we know every line ends dactyl spondy. So let's go ahead, submit that, and I got it right. Great. All right, now that one kind of had a lot of guesswork, and I'm hoping if you're asked to do one, it's very straightforward. Let's try another one. Okay. All right, so let's look for any elisions, and I see ubi followed by audito. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know that the B part of ubi and the aud are going to come together for 1 syllable. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's go ahead and mark our last 2. Bako. All right, that would be a spondy. Try et erica. Yeah, give me a second, Char. I'm in the middle of something. Not right now, Char, okay?
Oh, I wanted to do it right now.
Just give me a second, okay? I'm almost done. So erica would be your dactyl. All right?
Yeah, that's what it wants to be.
Okay. So let's look for vowels followed by 2 consonants. All right, so the A followed by NT. Now I always forget the stop plus liquid. The website has a quick reference. So TR is a stop plus liquid. So we cannot treat this as, well, we're treating it as long anyway because of the NT. All right, so if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't know. Okay, ST, is that a stop plus liquid? It is not. So ST are 2 consonants. So this toe part, Shar, can you, Shar, just give me a second so I can finish this, okay? All right, so we can make this toe part long because of the ST. Okay. All right. You also know that the first syllable, thigh-s, so there's 2 syllables here. We also know the first one is long because both the dactyl and the spondy start with a long syllable. All right. What do we have left? Oh boy. All right.
Paper. Put my hand on.
I think our only option is going to be to make everything.
Dad, I paint my hand, so
I know, Shar, and I said I'll help you in a second. Okay.
I can do it by myself. I'm just gonna do it. Dad, first I'm gonna paint my hand, and then you get the paper.
All right, I was hoping it would be enough for all dactyls, but I don't know if this is going to be correct.
I'm gonna start painting.
All right, so let's try dactyl, spondy, dactyl. No, Charlotte, do not Get the paint out right now. Wait till I'm done. I'm almost done. Okay, thank you. Hey, I got it correct. All right, good job. Okay, so you can play around on this website, create an account. It'll start you off with simple ones. So, they're just going to get harder for me as I keep getting these correct and involve more kind of guesswork or an obscure rule. But if you start off fresh, it should be really straightforward if you follow the rules. All right, I hope some of this made sense. Watch this if you have time. Play around with this website.
Dad, I already rolled up my sleeve.
All right, guys. Let me know or remind if you have any questions, okay? All right, see ya.